population.
Oh, that's kind of true though. Yeah, definitely one of the viable choice coming up for Team Iran. But at the same time, we are seeing that Team Iran
Kita
had
masuk guys di
completely wiped the
game
lane
kedua
for
guys.
the gold, but now they're putting it
Ooh.
with
First pick
Farsa to be picked
Esmeralda,
as well
Yisun,
as the side of Team
Xbox,
Iran. I feel like
Farsha,
yeah, Camilla, is it okay?
Carmilla.
That's very interesting.
Ada
Carmilla
juga
has
Granger,
natural
Yves, Grok.
synergy with Xborg.
Hero
Because
yang
this is a
di
hero that
Lancelot,
slows down the
Harit,
enemy team
Arlot,
quite a lot and ties them
Soyu,
together so that the
Glow,
more AoE damage you do, the more
Baxia,
damage you just
Cici,
do in
Hayabusa, Gatot,
total.
Angela
Which
guys.
means that Iran is trying to go for a slower team fight set around
Lihat
the Curse of
mapnya
Blood
Dangerous
into the
Grass.
Flamethrower, and then you can actually go for some burst pickoff with the Farsa as well. Unfortunately, it means that you have no direct lockdown.
Yeah.
There's no hero that can
One is
reliably catch the joy, and it is up to whether or not Kujo makes a
Yuzong.
mistake in movement. This means that the Yuzong can actually now come out, since that is one of the best heroes for diving and canceling Feathered Airstrike.
This is tough. I still think that pretty much on the draft-wise, Turkiye looks a little bit more sturdy compared to Iran. I know for a fact that Iran is trying to find a little bit of unorthodox way to fight against Turkiye, but I feel like it's not going to be enough though.
It could be a surprise pick, because Carmilla's Curse of Blood actually genuinely makes you take a lot of damage if it hits like the entire team, and then you have good AoE like Feathered Airstrike, like the fire missiles. But it's a very heavy condition, and once again, no solid lockdown for heroes like the Joy. Your backline dive is also a bit lacking. You're very front to back. Even though you're playing double fighter side lane, you'd usually want at least one hero that can threaten Granger more easily. And the only way they can do that is maybe through Feathered Airstrike. So it's, once again, a draft that has a bit of an execution ceiling.
I feel like at the same time, when it comes to the setup, right, Mustafa, you gotta agree on me with this, because the fact is, right now, a lot of the sites that Iran is actually prioritizing more, they want to actually have a lot of mobility. But is that mobility going to be enough though? Because like we talked about, this is the last chance for both of this team. If they don't make it right here, we have to say goodbye to them. And one of them will move into the lower bracket final, meeting off with Cambodia. Welcome to WEC. This is Turkey versus Iran.
You can already see Nirvana getting poked out quite hard, but that means Zendaya has to flicker away from Yi Sun Shin. Nice early gank coming in from Sherry.
The fact that right now pushing on Ilishika, a little bit too close call to be taken out, but managed to move away as quickly as possible. Will be able to survive it out. So much extension has already been done, but Neil passing through this 1v1 with Unohana will have no problem.
Team Iran is going to once again have a bit of a difficult time getting mid lane prio, but at least this time around their side lanes are a lot stronger. Oh, Nora actually gets the full reset on the orange buff, so that's gonna slow down Sherry a bit. Even needs to pull over Kana just to make sure that this Grok isn't causing too much chaos.
Even Nora right now doing a lot of invasive move. To point out, it kind of actually controls the movement of Team Iran. Turkiye knows what it needs to be done right here and showing a lot of movement, a lot of control. But at the same time, Ilishika will be stunning Zendaya just for the sake of trying to move around.
First turtle is going to be up very, very soon. Unlike the previous game, we're not seeing very heavy emphasis towards the EXP lane here on either team. So there's not going to be a side that has an obvious advantage over the first turtle hit.
Kujo coming along to the mid side, going all out straight away with electrifying beats, takes down Cherry immediately by Zendaya. Great move comes along with Turkey just pushing out at the mid lane.
The reactionary movement from Team Iran still needs a little bit of work in terms of its speed, because they did try to go for a mid lane gank onto Zendaya. Not a bad idea, but failed to mention that Kujo was dashing in from the top side. So that's the first turtle over to Turkiye.
First turtle, great job securing it, especially the fact that they were able to control the movement of Iran itself for that scrimmage. And now moving along, it seems that they will be able to invade even more territory of Iran.
Right now, we're already looking at the obvious flaws of Team Iran's lineup. No lockdown that can punish Kujo for dashing too far forward. And even though their side lanes are able to get priority, that is only in a direct laning state. They don't really offer a lot of utility when it comes out to straight up team fights. And that allows Turkiye to play very aggressively.
Now just pushing on right here at the bottom lane. Mountain Chakra just to clear things out. Not gonna do so much, but it seems that Turkey Overlooking to the side of Team Iran, finding a way to go in. Kujo comes through to Sherry's side, but this is not going to be a little bit of overextension, but they still goes to Polishika instead. Again, this is just a back and forth between the two teams.
Really nice rotations here. Team Turkiye is aware of their advantage on the map right now, especially around the mid lane, and they're using it to deprive Sherry of as much farm as possible, since this is basically the only scaling damage on Team Iran's side. And now the snowball is already starting to build up.
A lot of things to be catching up right here for Team Iran. Turkey, every movement they make is very calculated to a point that Iran is just being put stop immediately. Lishika will be able to actually just move away. It seems that Kujo is running freely, getting the buff from the territory side as well as not being stopped at all. But here comes over the
mati lagi deh, 2 kali dia mati.
But their side has been opened. Mieko in danger zone will be shut down by the one and only Nirvana.
Mieko is a scary goal laner, actually. The fact that she's flickering aggressively in that position, she knows I'm not getting out of here alive, so I'm gonna try and take someone with me. That is the mindset of a particular type of goal lane player. Team Turkiye, even with the loss of their Granger, not gonna shy away from taking another turtle.
Not a problem for them, as they know this is just pretty much a place for them to just take a lot of the objective for themselves. And Team Iran on the other note, it's a little bit of a win for them to just get at least Mieko, but at the same time, the movement is still being controlled by Turkiye.
Even though they did lose Mieko, picking off Sherry was much more valuable for Turkiye there, because that denies Iran any chance of contesting the turtle and allowing Turkiye to get even more farm at this point. The longer the game goes, the worse it's going to be for them.
Look at this, Kujo just coming in for the diving position, but Mountain Shotgun does not help it at the same time. Kujo unfortunately will be traded off by Nirvana.
Yeah, that maybe was a little bit unnecessarily aggressive, but I can respect it. And it looks like they'll go for the gank on Kana as well, punishing the Export for remaining in lane even after they dive the tier 2.
A lot of diving composition from the side of Turkey. Risky move, but yet it is a great zoning coming from them. And the fact that right here, Unohana putting a lot of pressure on her own lane, showing how they can't even move away.
Once again, the rotations from Turkiye this game are very clean. They know how many people they need to rotate in order to get an objective, in order to get a kill. And they know how they need to play to make it successful. Unfortunately, once again, the draft of Iran not really helping them.
Comes in with the rapid fire. It's open a bit too late. Unfortunately, Ilishika will be the victim of that cause.
This Carmilla not really working out so far. It works the best when you're in a direct 5v5, but Team Turkiye is specifically avoiding positioning themselves for that. They're actually taking very separated ganks around the map with 2 or 3 split man cells. And that is denying Team Iran any chance of getting the fight they want.
A lot of the setup has been done by Turkey, denying the movement of Team Iran. And here on out, let's see if Team Iran can actually answer properly. A lot of the feather set has been opened, comes in with a falling star, but at the same time, right here, doing their best to just flick around Neil. Having a little bit of difficulty, had to move away, but now comes along with Unohana just crushing in as a dragon. Will be able to take them a little bit, but comes along with the mighty streak. Better that will be cancelled immediately. Mirko takes on Nirvana, comes through with Neil, just shutting down immediately to make sure that they will survive. But Unohana, a lot of an overextension. Last Insanity doesn't get anyone. Instead, will be able to give Kujo the turtle in the hands.
Unohana definitely stayed a little longer than necessary, but that was an excellent play. The Furious dive into the bush with the Petrify, knowing that people are going to be hiding in there. Very worthy trade since they're able to get another turtle on top of it, and now Neil will go down with Nora tanking the tower for Mieko. Mega kill streak on this Granger.
The right side open, will have no casualty, will be able to back away easily, but this ganking that was done by Turkey, success after success, and even so, Team Iran, they have been able to control just a little bit, but still not gonna be enough.
Iran needs to buy a little bit more time. They need to start funneling gold into Sherry and Nirvana, but they're not really given the space on the map to do so. If they try to split push, Kujo pops out of nowhere. If they try to stay together, then they're not farming as efficiently, and the map control is not allowing them to walk up safely either.
But Kujo been caught off guard all by herself. Can she actually manage to survive? She managed to survive, but comes along Unohana just saying to back off from my jungler.
I think that it was good of Iran to try and punish Kujo for walking into that bush without vision, but it might have been better if they tried to bait out the dashes from the Joy beforehand. I'm not too sure if they have what it takes to do so, though. There's not a lot of resources they can make use of.
Comes in along with electrifying bees. At the moment, Federer side has been open. Is it going to be enough damage? Neil will be taken out by Mirko. First of all, Kana had to back away. All the fires, all the burning grounds will not be enough as Neil will be immediately shut down.
All things considered, only losing the Esmeralda there is actually not too bad for Iran, but the longer the game goes, the more we can see that they are in a terribly uncomfortable position. We're at the 9-minute mark. Goal lead is 7K for Turkey, one of the bigger snowballs that we've seen so far in WEC 2025, and they are not letting up on the pressure.
I mean, if you were them right now, right, Safa, like, what are the things that needs to be prioritized for Team Iran? Because the fact is, they haven't found a backdoor to make sure they can actually open an opportunity to just shut down Team Turkiye. So, in your position right now, what can you do?
The ideal is to try and bait Turkiye into a full 5-man fight into the base. Like, you basically need Turkey to make a really aggressive call, almost unnecessarily so that you can set up the Curse of Blood into the flamethrower. But so far, Turkiye has been clean.
They are clean, especially the fact that Turkey, a lot of time, Urgent Rapid being put out, that wall just guards out every mobility that is done by Team Iran. They're denying the movement, and that's what makes Turkey just rise to the top. And even more so, giving a lot of the turrets in their hands.
Slowly but surely, the vice grip is closing. Once again, as a reminder to the stakes here, ladies and gentlemen, this is the lower brackets. And Turkiye is already 1 game up. If they're able to claim victory here, that means that Iran's journey at WEC is about to end. And while it is an impressive performance so far, any team would want to stay longer.
Oh, Rampage! As well as a tectonic charge comes through, but goes back again. Further aside, try to pull away. But RWM able to put on things on Kana. Visegrad will be shut down by Mirko with Zendaya. Will be able to trade off with Neil, but unfortunately, this is going to be the only one left. Sherry as the defending of Team Iran. They break the turret for the bottom, and now they're pushing in for the mid as well. Sherry, there's no way out from here as the Lord is marching in. Team Turkey knows for a fact this crystal is for them to win. Comes along with Ohana to say, Sherry, back off. This crystal is for us to take. No one is going to take away from the hands of Turkey.
Team Turkiye successfully clean sweeps their opponent. They will eliminate Team Iran from contention in a very, very clean performance, where it almost seemed like it wasn't even a contest. Clean gameplay, solid drafts, and perfect execution. You can tell that they are prepared for the next level of the tournament.
Again, we have to give a lot of credits to all the setup that was done by Turkiye. With the fact that that tectonic charge came just right on time, as well as how the RWM just give a lot of the movement for the team of Iran, could not get out of the setup that was done by Turkiye.
It was basically putting Team Iran through a blender, basically. Yeah. This big stun into the electrifying beats and the Death Sonata sniping from afar. They melted so quickly. And with the lead that Team Turkiye had already built up, it basically became impossible to make any